and welcome back to another episode of Star Screamer Reviews. Today's video, we will be reviewing the Transformers Retro Series Deluxe Class Outback. The Retro Series is pretty much taking some of the smaller mini-bot Deluxe Class molds and giving them paint jobs and new head sculpts closer to their original G1 toys. But I feel the last few figures, they have been releasing either new molds or just brand new characters, like this Outback figure, which is the fourth version of the Brawn mold, which also had a retro figure. I do not have the original Brawn figure or any of its repaints, so this is the only version of the mold I do have. Though some obvious changes between the two is the new head sculpt, which is a bit more blocky and similar to the original toy, as well as a new chest plate, which has these nice little blue and silver bits in the middle, which honestly I think help break up the brown chest a bit more, having a bit more detail in there. As for this figure, it is a very nice looking figure with decent paint and coloring on him. He has nice sculpted and detailing, and though he does not have any light piping, I really do like his head sculpt. It is a very nice head sculpt and all. This guy didn't really pop up much in the original G1 cartoon and is a bit more of an obscure character, I believe. But I do remember him in the original cartoon, specifically when he pretty much finds, I'm pretty sure, Ramjet and Dirge at an airbase in Season 3, because that's where he popped up in Season 3. He is very fun to mess around with, and that is a very good articulation with a full 360 shoulder that can go out, as well as a good elbow bend that can go all the way up, even though it does reveal a bit of hold there. He also has a bit of a wrist when you go in like this, but no rotation due to transformation. He does have a 360 waist articulation though, as well as being able to kick forward and back a bit, but that's hindered by his backpack. But he does have a good 90-degree knee bend, as well as having a very strong ankle tilt, as well as toe articulation for both the front and back of the foot due to how he transforms. His head is hindered a bit, but you can get him to look side to side, and honestly, you can get him into some very nice poses with him. As mentioned, he does have a bit of a backpack, but that's just how Brawn figures are sort of designed, with most of the vehicle mode being put in the back, due to it's just the back of the car, they're just hanging off his back. That's just how he's designed. And since this is a repaint of a Brawn figure, you get that as well for Outback. Moving into accessories, he does come with this new gun, which is exclusive to this mold and wasn't with the original one, which can peg into his arm here, his hands here, but he also comes with this tire here, which can be pegged into the back like so, and also hold the gun as well in ult mode. I think it would have been fun if they had a peg hole on his arm like other figures, where he could peg the tire in and have it be like a little shield, but due to how skinny the arms are, it can't really be done. But even then, it is still very well filled out. And the accessories, though little, do work pretty well, especially since the gun is pretty much the original style gun that came with the original Outback figure as well. I don't have many other of the mini-bot figures over the last few years, but I do have a few, starting with the original new mini-bot figure, the Earthrise version of Cliffjumper, which will soon be replaced with a Studio Series version. The Kingdom Warpath, who I think actually looks very good together, and actually though they are both mini bots, they actually look pretty good. They actually stand tall with each other. And then the Earthrise Optimus Prime. Delving into transformation now, we'll transform him into the classic off-road Jeep mode, which is why he's called Outback, because it's like an Outback Jeep and whatnot. So to begin with, rotate the arms up like he's going yay, and then take this hinge here and just fold it down so that the arms are now around the waist. Next, fold out the chest plate and head and take this panel and rotate it all the way up and around to form the bumper while folding the head back up. Next, take the back and stretch it out fully like so. Then rotate the forearm so that this peg is lined with the holes on the shoulder, and do the same for the other side, while folding in the hands like such. Next, fold the arms back and around on both sides to create the rear view mirrors, and then proceed to peg the arms together with the pegs in the shoulder and the forearms, like so. Next, rotate the waist around so that the wheels are now facing forward, and then proceed to fold the feet and toes up together. Next, extend out the wheels by grabbing the inside of the leg and folding it out fully, and then peg these pegs into tiny little peg holes in the fists on both sides. This could possibly lead to paint chipping later on, but I think that's fine due to how the transformation works. As we then fold in the legs into the rest of the car, making sure that the folded up feet fold into these holes here, while also ensuring this peg and this peg into the opposite sides for both sides of the Jeep. Finally, fold down, cover the arms with the backpack, making sure these pegs on both sides peg in, and then fold this part down, covering the back of the truck, and also making sure it pegs in on both sides, as well as making sure everything pegs together nicely. And there you have the off-road Jeep. Now that he's in alt mode, he is a very nice beige colored Jeep. All the brown is pretty much just in the body and is now covered underneath, leading to the entire alt mode essentially just being the beige with a nice silver on the front bumper here, as well as a bit of black for the windows, and this M, which is a reference to the original figure, hence why it's in the retro toy line. It has some nice windows, and though this probably is a window too and should have been colored, I like that it isn't, and it just has a big Autobot logo on both sides. That's just something Transformers-y to me. He has like mushroom peg wheels, but he does roll very nicely for all of them, though one wheel is a bit stiff, which on my copy, but that's fine. He doesn't have any clear plastic on him, so that makes him extra durable. So that leads to him having a very nice, solid hand feeling, and I'm not worried about anything really breaking on him. It does have a little bit of weapon storage, where you peg the gun into the tire, like I mentioned before, which makes him look even more like his original G1 toy, where you could do that on it as well. It is a very nice little car and Jeep mode, and I do like him. Honestly, he's a very nice modern mini bot. Getting into open mode size comparisons, this is how he stacks up next to the Earthrise Cliffjumper in alt mode, the War for Cybertron Kingdom Warpath, and finally the Earthrise Optimus. In conclusion, this has been my review for the Transformers Retro Series Deluxe Class Outback. He's a very fun figure, and though this is my first time with the Brawn mold, this is a very fun and simple mold that honestly I think works very well for both Outback here and probably for Brawn. He has this very nice transformation, which is fun to go back and forth between the two, and he does have a nice little pistol that comes with him as well. I do recommend picking him up. I got mine that was on clearance because these guys are a Walmart exclusive, and that's probably for the best because he isn't really that popular of a figure, and he has been sort of shelf warming for the available for around where I am at the Walmarts. But yeah, I do recommend picking this up if you don't have the Brawn mold already. He is a fun little figure. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.